Every day is a day of celebrating and collaborating in being able to conserve these beautiful creatures. First of all, I appreciate those who put up the setup here. These are beautiful representations of what we're celebrating today, tomorrow, and every day of our lives. That is the giraffes. And I think you've even seen the mascot that's here ready to dance with you. And I'd also like to say asante sana to the Africa Fund for Endangered Wildlife, represented by our chair, board members, and our CEO, who have brought us here and walked the journey with these children. I'm told we have 33 counties, if I'm not wrong, to our CEO, Christine, represented here by the schools here. You see different uniforms, 33 counties, and the young scholars here have been part of a competition. That's what chairperson, DG, were going through, just to look at the essays that were submitted and the outstanding ones in the competition. I'm told there were 7,000 submissions, out of which we have to appreciate over 200, and outstandingly so 50. And we'll have some of the medals and trophies that will be presented today in form of graduation, just to say asante sana for the effort that you put in this. Allow me to take a moment and just say and appreciate. You may just look at this as something to tick the box and say, yeah, we had the function. But the impact you're having in these kids. I was part of a choir as a 7-year-old. The reason I'm able to take any stage in this country and be able to connect with an audience is because I was given a chance to have that experience as a child, 7 years old. So those who've broken their backs to make today possible, those who've interrupted their schedule to be here today, you're doing something for the future. And I'd like to say asante, as having experienced it as a child myself. So asante ni nyote for making this possible. Now that I have taken a bit of the time for speeches, I'd like to call on our host as well, Kwa Ground. He knows every inch of where we are, and that's the Nairobi National Park. And I would like to call on our AD, Bwana Moraya Githinji, who will tell you where you'll find a lion, where you'll find any other animal, and where not to go today, because he's the one who has told them to stand by for the tourists who are here. Bwana Moraya, karibu tukaribishe as our effective host, Kwa Ground. Let's appreciate him as he comes up stage.
Thank you very much, Mark, our chairman, board of trustees, members of the board present, our DG Kenya Wildlife Service, senior management present, our very distinguished guests, and as Mark has pointed out, our very distinguished young ambassadors, members of staff from Kenya Wildlife Service, and other guests. Yangu ni kuwakaribisha to this very iconic venue. We are actually at the Ivory burning site, the first place where, in recorded history, where mass destruction of ivory took place. That was way back in 1989, when our then president actually organized and ensured that 12 tons of ivory, mostly recovered from poaching, was burnt here. You can actually see the ashes just to the right of this tent. And more so, you are at the most iconic park, I can say, in the whole world. This is the only national park in the world located within a capital city. And to add on to that, though itasemekana najipigia debe sana, Nairobi National Park was the first park to be gazetted in East Africa. So in a very few months, we'll actually be celebrating 75 years since gazettement as a national park. So mjisikie mkiwa nyumbani, feel free to engage, feel free to interact. As Mark has said, because we are not doing a tour today, and as you came in, umeona niko na wageni wengi, so nimeambia wanyama kwa saa hii, kindly go entertain my visitors. Then when we are done with the event, sasa si tutaenda game drive. So for the young children, mjisikie mkiwa nyumbani, feel very much at home. If you came in by buses, I just request our teachers, if the program ends early, nitawapatia tour kidogo ya park, nitaweka guides kwa hiyo gari, so that at least when the children are going back to be our great ambassadors, at least they will have enjoyed what we have to offer. It doesn't mean that it's not open to the other visitors. If you feel you need to do a game drive in the afternoon, karibuni sana. So as I hand over the program back to Mark to take us through the course of the day, feel very most welcome. Thank you, sir.
Amesema si kujichocha lakini hapo umesaidia. Do you know every person who comes, yes, of course, will go through the top management, our DG and our chair, but any other VIP guest who comes and they want to appreciate the only national park in the capital city, he has to be at the table as well. So for him to give you that free ticket, you need to appreciate. Wanafunzi, tafadhali, munia, engage me and indulge me. Are you ready to have a good day? Hey, yani niliuliza watu wa Tamarind wawaletee soda, mandazi na ndizi ya kuanzia tu. That's the energy you give me. Are you ready to have a good day? Walimu, you can reassure them, they can shout a bit. It's their day to celebrate. Are you ready to have a good day? What day is tomorrow? It is the world. You need a bit more energy than that. What day is tomorrow? Tomorrow is the world. All right. Don't you know they're ambassadors, so they have to, they're getting into the whole act of being diplomatic, prim and proper. So that's why they're being a bit kind. But they're very excited to be here, interacted with quite a number here today. You'll have a trivia, so get your facts ready. And we'll be having Joyce and Jacqueline, I think they're seated way at the back, to engage you. And there's some prizes to be won for that. But before we get to that, let's get some context of what brought us, the journey that has brought us here today. And tafadhali, let's appreciate our CEO, as I call her to the stage, Christine Nyangaya, the CEO of the Africa Fund for Endangered Wildlife. Let's please put our hands together. You can do better than that.
Lieutenant General, retired Walter Raria Koipaton, the Chairman, Board of Trustees, Kenya Wildlife Service. The Board of Trustees and at Kenya Wildlife Service members present today. Professor Erastus Kanga, the Director General of Kenya Wildlife Service. The Chairman of AFU Kenya, Mr. Jagi Kunju, and other board members present today. Distinguished guests, conservation partners, students, and all our guests here today, all protocols observed. Good morning. Good morning again. Children, they say we are not going to be punished today, so you can say good morning again. All right. On behalf of AFU Kenya, I take this opportunity to thank Mr. Muraya for inviting us to this very, very, very auspicious space. This is the Ivory burning site in Nairobi National Park. As he says, a very iconic space for Kenya today. I wish to briefly introduce our organization and the place we hold in the space for giraffe conservation. AFU Kenya was founded 40 years ago to protect endangered wildlife. And our flagship species has been the Baringo giraffe. Well, over the years, through partnerships with Kenya Wildlife Service and other collaborators and stakeholders in giraffe conservation, we have promoted the conservation of particularly the Baringo giraffe. Not to say that the other ones are not important, but this was where we started. Now, we have done this through three main interventions. One is the Giraffe Rewilding Project. On your screens, you've seen pictures of giraffes being moved, and this has been done through the Giraffe Center Sanctuary, playing an important role in the natural breeding and transfer of young giraffes. The Giraffe Center today is a natural breeding space and stands as a model species recovery sanctuary. Another intervention we have undertaken is ecological monitoring and habitat management. This again starts at the Giraffe Center Sanctuary as an example and as a way to keep and support conservation through habitat protection. And last but not least has been through public awareness. And in public awareness, we have engaged the public and children to teach about conservation. We believe education is a way to change mindsets. And through this program, we have been able to engage 3 million learners with a message of education for sustainable development and developed resource materials to help teachers. As you can see, the children have been accompanied by guardians to be able to teach and integrate e-learning in their curriculum. Today, we say that these three interventions would not have been possible if we did not leverage on two main things: collaboration and innovation. Collaboration, we cannot do these things alone. Giraffe Center is just doing one little thing, and our partners contribute and bring synergy. Innovation, the Giraffe Center has been a model for conservation resource mobilization to carry out conservation work internally and externally. We developed a market tool that has been able to raise resources that have supported not just giraffe conservation, but protection of other areas like the Aberdare, marine conservation. We have also participated in the control of the Indian house crow and the rehabilitation of spaces like the Karura. We have transferred and relocated the colobus monkey, just to mention a few. This morning, I wish to invite one of my directors, Ms. Dr. Claudia, who is going to tell us a little about why we are here today. But kudos, team, for what you've done. Kudos, partners, for joining us today to celebrate World Giraffe Day. Asante sana.
Wow, good morning. A very difficult task for me. Why? Because we have all come here. So now when I'm being told to come and say, why are we here? It's a bit of a challenge. But let me see what I can do. The Chairman, Board of Trustees of Kenya Wildlife Service, the DG Kenya Wildlife Service, the Chairman, a few African Fund for Endangered Wildlife, commonly known as the Giraffe Center, our distinguished celebrants, we are here to celebrate, and our young ambassadors, the young ones who are diplomatic today. Teacher has not allowed you to shout. Has teacher allowed you to shout? No, teacher has not. But as has been said, you are encouraged to shout. Now, I'll take a very brief period to just say why are we here, the objectives of this day. When I was told I'll come on stage to do this, as a former civil servant and as a teacher, I went into reading. And I wanted to say, why the giraffe? Why are we spending our time, resources, going to that place to talk about the giraffe? And I found that the giraffe is actually an endangered species. And why today? This is a precursor day to tomorrow's global celebration of the giraffe as an animal. And I found that, yes, it is endangered. There are only 117,000 remaining in the wild. The giraffe is the tallest animal, and the celebration is done on the longest day or night of the year. I don't know whether we'll count the hours, So here today, we are for three reasons. One, we want to share the milestones of what has been achieved by lead organization in the protection and conservation of the giraffe and the environment and the food resources that the giraffe depend on. That's number one. Number two, why we are here is to remind ourselves and create public awareness on the importance of protecting the giraffe and the environment and the space and the food that the giraffe depend on to live. And number three, as has been stated through the clips, is that we want to promote collaboration and innovation so that we ensure that the giraffe does not become extinct. Extinction, eh? Can you imagine if we all don't exist in the world, eh? All of us seated here. So you can imagine if we were giraffes, eh? And then we all disappear. So we want to stop that, and we can do this individually and collectively as a group. We expect that at the end of this period, at the end of the day today, we will all go out there with a commitment to actually take action to conserve the giraffe and protect the giraffe. That awareness is important, and we will then be called to action. What shall we do after this? We will get beautiful presentation by our young people. We have seen their artwork, their effort. What is the effort of KWS? What is the effort of a few? What is the effort of each of you individually to protect and conserve the giraffe? So, to give reason why we need to conserve this species, I'm going to give you a small exercise, okay? And this will be your response. When I say the statement, you will respond as the giraffe, okay? Now, as a teacher, I like giving example. So how will you respond? As the giraffe. Pupils, how will you respond? No, don't be shy. I think Mark Masai gave us an example of why he faces the world, because he was exposed to an experience when he was young. I am also very able to get the eye contact of all of you and talk to all of you from the front here to the back, because as a little child, I used to teach in Sunday school with my mother. So I was very good at arranging the students. And so don't be shy. This is your chance to get the skills. So what will be the response? When I say, there'll be only 3 statements, and then at the end of it, you say us. Wonderful. And shout, and shout. If you don't voice yourself and you cannot be heard, nobody will know you and you will not be seen anywhere. You hear, young people? Right? So, we start, because this may inspire you to take action, okay? So, as tall as? Wonderful. So you will grow as tall as the giraffe. As elegant and beautiful as? Right. And then, as visionary and as wise as?
As the giraffe.
Wonderful. So you see, you will have reason to protect the giraffe, because those values, those attributes, those good descriptions belong to you. You will be as tall as the giraffe. You will be as beautiful and as elegant as the giraffe. And you will be as visionary. You see how its neck is? Very tall. It can see there. It's having a long vision. It plans long term. It gets things done in a big way. So that is the beautiful animal we call the giraffe. Thank you so much, and I give back to the moderator.
Asante sana, Dr. Alice.
My name is Gabriela Wanjiro Maura, and my name is Grazela Njoki Maura. We are going to present a poem, Stand Tall with the Giraffes. The KBA School Maziwa, in conjunction with the Giraffe Center Kenya, presents Stand Tall with the Giraffes. Welcome. In Langata, not far from town, giraffes stretch necks and stare you down. They chew, they blink, they strut with pride, with warthogs knotting by their side. Started by Melville way back then to save giraffes from shrinking ken. He took 2 babies, built a plan. Now Rothschild stroll like kings again. Kenya has 3 giraffe kinds: Rothschild, Maasai, and Reticked Finds. But danger lurks where trees are few. Poachers still roam with traps in hand. Roads are built where they once fed, and fences block their walking through. So what is the trick to keep them tall? Protect their paths and homes from sprawl. We plant more trees, enlarge their habitat, teaching young souls. Conservation is the mission. So next time you're near Langata's way, pass by the center, come feed a giraffe. It licks your hand with tongue so blue. Twiga will bring wild joy to you. So tell a friend, Twiga ni hazina. They are tall, they are sweet, they are part of us. Let's save them all. By Gethenji Daudi. Gratitude.
Asante sana. Joyce will ask questions. Corporal Joyce will ask questions, and then Jacqueline will be over. Ranger Jacqueline will be there with you. If she sees your hand going up first to answer a question, she'll come to you. You see what she has in her hand? Those are some goodies that you can win if you answer right, okay? So make sure you get her attention once Corporal Joyce asks a question, so be attentive. Be quick to raise your hand. From wherever she is, she'll see it and she'll come to you, give you a chance to answer, and then you stand a chance to win a prize there. So over to you, Corporal Joyce. Let's give him a hand for that.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Chairperson, Board of Trustees for Kenya World Giraffe Service, Director General, all the protocols observed, and our invited guests, including our young scholars. Good morning once more. Here to present nature trivia. We have some very few questions that we'll ask you about our giraffes. Any right answer will be rewarded. You've seen my colleague has many gifts. Kindly make sure you go home with one gift. Why are we here? I would wish one scholar to answer that question. Why are we here today? We have heard it from many other people, but we want to hear it from one of our young scholars.
My name is Mary Wairigo Mugo from Gikambura Primary School to celebrate the World Giraffe Day.
Wow, that's good. Let's clap for her.
My name is Shalom Mugambi from Seven Fox Junior School, and the best thing about the giraffes, it is the tallest animal, and it is also unique about its color and also the nature. Yeah.
So like myself, because I'm tall, you may say that Joyce is as tall as a... Wow, that's nice. I don't know whether you're able to, all the scholars should repeat after her. Stand up, tell them again what you say so that they can repeat after you.
Reticulated giraffe, Maasai giraffe, and the Rothschild giraffe.
So we say in unison.
Let's say it together. Let's say it together. Lead us.
Reticulated giraffe. Together. Reticulated giraffe, Maasai giraffe, Rothschild giraffe.
There you go. Well done. Well done. Remind us your name and the school you represent.
Salsabila Ali, and I'm from Aga Khan, Mombasa.
All the way from Mombasa, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a very simple question. So it goes like this. What do we call a baby giraffe?
A baby giraffe.
Yes, a young one of a
Nanu
giraffe.
amesema mayo wewe. He knows. One of the twins was also standing up. Let's give her a mic as well. She wants to try. I like that approach. You stand up before you know the question, and then you get the question.
Akash.
Yes. There you go.
Wow, let's clap for her.
Well done.
Our scholars, what did she say? A young one of a giraffe is called?
My name is Wilfred Hitari from the Mirera High School. The giraffe is classified under mammals because it gives birth to young ones.
Wow, that's the correct answer. I guess there's someone who would have thought that a giraffe is a reptile. Who thought so? It's okay, giraffes are mammals. Another question is,
could we have them stand up first?
Let someone stand up first, and then we ask the question.
Oh, who's courageous enough to stand for the next one? Hey, our twins wamejitolea kweli. Kuna moja hapo, acha tumpe huyu fursa. The twins have spoken before. Let's give her a chance right up front. Wasione ni katu na bagua. We'll give you a chance as well. If she gets it wrong, you'll get an opportunity to answer. Don't you worry. I love the initiative, though.
What's your name?
My name is Andrita Onjiru from Precious Bonanza School, Tharaka Nithi County.
You said you're coming from where?
Tharaka Nithi County.
Oh, the question I wanted to ask you, I'm not sure you'll know that, but let me ask.
Give her a chance, yeah.
Do we have giraffes in Nairobi National Park?
Yes.
Are you able to know which type of giraffe we have here?
The Maasai giraffe.
Wow, I didn't expect that from her.
And you know, the results always come in from Tharaka Nithi, and she has not disappointed. Well done, well done. They always have the last say. Well done, well done.
We go on to our next question. In August 2017, we experienced a very unique giraffe in Garissa. You remember that? You remember that, scholars? In 2017 August.
My name is Victor Kiplangat from Kericho High School, Kericho County. And the giraffe is the white giraffe.
What condition do we call that?
Albinism.
No, that is in human beings and in animals.
Sorry. I don't know.
Let me ask another question. This one is the easiest. What is the gestation period of a giraffe?
Jackie, over to you. You decide who takes the answer there.
I'm Masi Koril from Mirera High School, 15 months.
Wow, that's correct. It's 15 to 16 months. It's okay. And now, this one I want you to say it in a chorus. Okay? Because it's the easiest and it's our final question. What do we call a giraffe in Kiswahili? What do we call a giraffe in Kiswahili? Now, the other question, because we see we still have some gifts here, I would want to ask another question. How are you able to differentiate the 3 types of giraffe?
Huyo alijibu. Tupe ule ambaye ana miwani hapa mbele. Anakaa professor lakini bado ni student. I asked him earlier, inakuwaje ameweza kuwa na hiyo nywele na ako shule, lakini acha tusikie. Tusikie jibu. Unajua professor anakuaga hivyo. Wakikuna kichwa.
Good morning everyone. My name is Peter Kimani from Rare Gem Talent School located in Kitengela, Kajiado County. So you have asked how you differentiate between the 3 giraffes. You differentiate the 3 giraffes according to their spots and the color of their spots, if I'm not wrong.
It's okay. Let me ask you another question. What makes Rod's giraffe different from the other 2?
I guess brown the spots is
The low white markings. Sorry.
No, you were right even in the first. Amanda,
right even in
he's
the first.
answered question 1B. He's already gotten it right. Huyo lazima tumtafutie kitu. He's been raising his hand from the first question. Tutamtafutia kabla tumalize tutapata. Let's hear as well from our chairperson at FU. I'd like to call on Mr. Jage Gakonjo, chairman of the board of directors of the Africa Fund for the Endangered Wildlife Kenya. Let's appreciate him as he comes up. I was about to say tumuulize swali moja juu ya giraffes nikakumbuka huyu ni chairman. He knows it all. So, I learned something new today as well. So, karibu. Let's appreciate him again as he comes to give his remarks.
First of all, I think when we were sitting there as adults, we were scared about being asked those questions. Because I have a belief that the younger generation know more than we do. But for me today, it's a great day. And I would like to, first of all, recognize Lieutenant General Walter Raria Koipaton, the chairman board of trustees, Kenya Wildlife Service. I would also like to recognize the members of the board of KWS. Also my old friend, Professor Erastus Kanga, the Director General of Kenya Wildlife Service, and my fellow board members of AFU, Kenya, distinguished guests, conservation partners, students, and giraffe conservation champions. Once again, let me say good morning and a happy World Giraffe Day. Are you all happy about protecting this iconic animal? Yes. Today is no ordinary day. It is a historic and symbolic day when we pause to reflect and celebrate the ecological, cultural, and economic significance of one of Africa's most iconic species, the giraffe. When I look around this gathering, I feel a deep sense of hope. The room is full of passionate leaders, researchers, students, and conservationists. The real icing of the cake for me is the number of young people that have attended this occasion, because the future is dependent on the youth. It's not us, the older people. This is an indicator that the future of giraffe conservation is in good hands. Today's theme, collaboration and innovation for sustainable giraffe conservation, could not have come at a better time than today. Like the student recognized today, we have 3 subspecies of giraffe in Kenya. Kenya is the only country in the world uniquely privileged to host the 3 subspecies of the 9 giraffe subspecies identified in the world today, namely the Maasai giraffe, the reticulated giraffe, and what was called Rothschild giraffe. We're trying to say it should be called Baringo giraffe. This makes our responsibility to protect them even higher than that of any other country. To realize this in today's unique gathering, I propose 2 major focus points to put into consideration: innovation and collaboration. First and foremost, let me talk about innovation for giraffe conservation. The future of giraffe conservation depends on innovation, and this can be broken down into 5 areas. The first area I want you to focus on is innovation through education. The second one I would like you to look at is through technology, innovation through technology. The third one is innovation through research. The fourth one is innovation through policy and governance. And the final one is a socio-economic innovation. Let me quickly go through those particular points so that I can drive my point home. If I can go through innovation through education, which is innovation of delivery of models in conservation education, I would say that as a tool to drive giraffe conservation awareness, conservation education remains a key strategy. IFU Kenya has positioned itself as a champion in education for sustainable development. Over 3 million students, learners, have passed through our hands through the Giraffe Center since our inception in 1984. We have had about over 2,000 teachers trained to become conservation teachers. And also we have interacted with the civil society organizations, and they have benefited also from what we are able to give back. And that is why today we recognize the 200 IFU Giraffe Conservation Champions, an event that we hold every year. And today it is important to say that the number of students that have come from different counties, we have 33 counties represented here today. I'll talk about innovation through technology, which is utilizing technology for giraffe monitoring, wildlife security, and giraffe habitat. Advanced use of remote sensing, GPSs, tracking, and use of geographic information systems to do geofencing and to understand the spatial ecology of giraffe is now more needed than ever. Wildlife security through the use of AI-powered surveillance is now a future that we must embrace. If I talk about the research, and I know, Prof, you are very much a child of research, investing in research to understand giraffe population ecosystem and impacts of climate change is key. While studies have been undertaken on giraffes, more studies around behavioral, ecological, genetic, and population are more needed to inform sustainable conservation in future, both in protected and non-protected areas. If I touch on the innovation through policy and governance, which is the development of supportive policies and regulations that encourage innovation and investment in the giraffe conservation sector, I would say that wildlife conservation and management policies must be futuristic. Human development must consider the needs of wildlife. Policies can help in planning for future where structural development is wildlife sensitive. Today, as we celebrate, as we must confront the growing threats that giraffes are encountering. We have seen quite a few road kills, electrocutions from low-hanging power lines, and poorly designed infrastructure. These are things, as we develop our own infrastructure, we have to be conscious about. How do we live in harmony with the wild animals? When we build a road, should we have a bypass? When we do land planning, should we have corridors so that the wild animals can be able to migrate from one place to the other? The other point I wanted to talk quickly about is the socio-economic innovation, which is innovation tourism products. In short, it is the development of new approaches for communities to benefit from managing giraffes, and the development of innovative resource mobilization strategies for nature. Ivory Kenya recognizes as its flagship species and has, let me just repeat that. Ivory Kenya recognizes giraffe as its flagship species and has used sustainable tourism to raise funds in support of giraffe conservation work, as well as support conservation of other endangered species. I think you heard the point that Christine mentioned, that the funds that we do raise, we do share them with other conservation organizations, and they have enabled, if I can just mention a few, the translocation of not only of the giraffes, but also the colobus monkeys, as you see them like you see them in Soisambu, the Karura forest, and presently there is a project that is going on at Ngong Road Forest. Collaborations. Just as our ancestors taught us that a pot cannot stand on one or two cooking stones, but needs 3 to stay upright, so too does conservation. We need all hands on the deck. In the spirit of SDG 17, for those people who follow the UN SDG goals, Partnership for Goals emphasis is on the need for partnership at all levels, global, regional, and local. Moreover, it encourages close partnership between different stakeholders, including government, private sector, and the civil society. Giraffe and wildlife species conservation is no longer a singular mission. it demands close partnership. AFU Kenya, working hand in hand with the Kenya Wildlife Services and other partners, we have witnessed this transformative power of collective efforts. Our partnership with key partners has strengthened species recovery programs, supported giraffe-friendly land use, and deepened community engagement. Let me conclude in saying that this year's celebration is more than a commemoration. It is a call for action. AFU Kenya remains committed to the National Giraffe Recovery Plan 2023-2027, and we are proud to work alongside dedicated researchers, young leaders, government, and non-government actors to secure a future for giraffes in Kenya. To our young giraffe champions, we crown you today for your efforts. Thank you for standing tall for the giraffes. You are the future, and your actions today are shaping the story of our wildlife tomorrow. Let this World Giraffe Day be a reminder that with collaboration and innovation and purpose, we can create landscapes of hope where giraffes roam freely, safely, and sustainably. Together, let us raise our voices and our efforts. Together, let us protect the giraffe. Together, let us build a legacy of coexistence. Let us stand tall for the giraffes. Thank you once again. Happy Giraffe Day.
Asante sana.
Thank you, Mark and colleagues and our young conservation ambassadors. Today is a very interactive celebration, and I am indeed a proud DG. To our chairperson of the Board of Trustees, Lieutenant Lieutenant General Lalia Koipaton, members of our Board of Trustees who have happily graced this occasion, and they're sitting there, they will be introduced by the chair. We have my good friend Jagi Gakuju, the chairman of the Board of Directors of AFU, my sister Christine Odhiambo, the CEO of Giraffe Center. We have Jim Nyamo, the elephant walking man from the Elephant Neighbors. Dr. Claudia, when we grew up, we found you as the Environment Secretary. I'm happy that you're a teacher. When you left in 2018 or thereabout, I was lucky that while you were away, we split that position. We had Environment and Wildlife, and I became the first Wildlife Secretary for this country. So you opened a door when you retired. We have our senior government officers around, my staff, conservation partners, ladies and gentlemen, and our young conservation ambassadors. Good morning. I will take my time because there's something Mark Masai is supposed to project there, and ask that let us have all our KWS staff standing. We have my director, Nicholson there. We have two deputy directors, that is Return is here in charge of security. We have Captain Ocheng in charge of parks and reserves. We have Dottie, who is in charge of community. And the bad here, I want to assure you and promise you, our young ambassadors, that you are the people that will come to replace this generation. So, and I totally agree with Mark Masai, let's take our seats, that among us, these young ambassadors here, Chair, we have a future Director General of Kenya Wildlife Service. And it is not one. When I look at these young ambassadors, I am seeing the future of conservation in this country. All the other events that we've held here is about all of us talking to ourselves. but now we are talking to the future. We are talking to the young boys and girls that are going to hold the positions that we are holding now, and they are starting to learn at this age. That really gives me a lot of hope and a lot of trust, and that is why, in consultation with the CEO here, we know the World Giraffe Day is celebrated on 21st of June every year. We are seated here on 20th simply because we wanted to give our young ambassadors an opportunity to celebrate with us. On Saturdays, which is tomorrow, there is restriction of movement of our school children. So we brought it forward to come and interact and celebrate with them when they are free, when time is around here. And we feel very, very proud. I had not seen my friend Cairo there. Cairo, your hand up. Stevie Taylor, who is in charge of the Conservation Alliance. We feel very, very proud here. Our chief guest, it is my distinct honor to join you here and these young conservationists at this historic location, like was said by Mulaya, to commemorate the World Giraffe Day 2025. This site, like many speakers have said, symbolizes Kenya's unwavering resolve against the illegal wildlife trend and is a fitting venue to celebrate and reaffirm our collective commitment to the conservation of giraffe. The ashes that you are going to see there, they symbolize and remind us the slaughter of the elephants in this country. It is synonymous to the slaughter that we are seeing in giraffes. And as I move on, I'll show you some of the pictures, very disturbing, that we are collecting out there. But those pictures are not meant to hurt you. They are meant to make the young conservationists here stronger and to be able to resist what is happening to the giraffes. Each year on June 21st, the world pauses to reflect on the plight and promise of giraffes. Since its global launch in the year 2014, the World Giraffe Day has become a rallying point for awareness, advocacy, and action. This day serves as a reminder that giraffe populations are declining across the African range and that time is of essence. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN Land List, giraffes are globally classified as endangered. Wanafunzi, for an animal to be classified as endangered, it means we have less than 10 years before it is wiped from the globe. So the giraffes are endangered. If you don't put effort, it means the pictures that you are seeing here are the only thing that you are left. You will not find them in Nairobi National Park. You will not find them in Moya National Park. You will not find them in Wajir. So we have to take actions. The IUCN has already given us a land right that giraffes are endangered. But amidst all that challenge, Kenya stand out as both a refuge and a global leader. And speakers here have spoken to the fact that we have three very distinct species of giraffe in this country: the Maasai giraffe, which is the most numerous, the reticulated giraffe, and the lesser known Rothschild giraffe. I was privileged chair that my first research when I was doing my first degree at Moi University. In 1993, I studied the Rothschild giraffe. I did not know that it was an endangered species, but I picked it out. The CEO there is telling me, can I share my work? Because it is not online. And I promise by next week, the young conservationists should be seeing the work that I did about 20 years ago on the Rothschild giraffe, and that is where my journey started. These gentle giants, the giraffes, they roam freely in our country within the mosaics of national parks, community conservancies, private and community lands. These giraffes are national heritage that we must guard jealously. Moving forward, I would want to inform you that our National Recovery and Action Plan for giraffes that is supposed to be implemented between 2023 and 2027 is a bold, data-driven and multi-stakeholder framework developed and led by KWS. Of course, AFU was in the middle of it. And this document lays out 6 strategic objectives that range from habitat restoration, population monitoring, to community engagement and species rewilding, which AFU is keenly doing. And all this is aimed at achieving a net population growth by 2027. So our learners, while we celebrate our gains, I want to tell you that we also have a lot of challenges that remains unresolved. The chairman has talked about a couple of them: infrastructure development, climate change, habitat fragmentation, road queues, electrocution, and the most recent, most threatening is bushmeat. Mark, can we project the bushmeat pictures here?
Still trying to get that, so you can just proceed and then
Yes.
I'll give you an indication.
And I want to speak myself to the bushmeat. We are seeing a lot of people killing giraffes, one for meat, because one giraffe has about, how many kilos, Mike Nicholson? 300, 700? Around 700. If you have one giraffe, uko na ng'ombe kama tatu. So it becomes a very easy catch. There are others traditionally that use the bone marrow of the giraffe. You kill a big animal, like the one that is here, just to get the legs and get the bone marrow, because it is believed it has medicinal values. So we end up exterminating our natural resource, our heritage, for very small gains. When Mark Masai is done, you're going to see what is actually happening in our hound. So we need, as we grow up, the pupils and my colleagues who are here, we need to take actions and shape the future of our giraffe conservation, and we need to come up with solutions. I want to tell you some of the solutions that we need to have. Let us strengthen ecological connectivity through wildlife sensitive infrastructure designs and creating corridors and dispersal areas, which I know my friend Cairo there is very strong in. We are setting up community and private conservancies so that animals can move from one point to the other. Our giraffes are benefiting from those ecological connectivities. The other learning core is let us all invest more deeply in community conservation, particularly in rangelands that serve as giraffe habitats. We need to talk more to our community members so that they understand the plight of these majestic animals. They are not very many, but if we are not careful, they are going to disappear from the face of this world. And lastly, my last learning core, let us invest in education and awareness, particularly among us, the pupils and the students. And I love this. See you, I like what I'm seeing here. I was excited to hear Claudia say that she's a teacher. When she stood here, I felt that teacher-pupil relationship with our questions, that we need to mentor the pupils who are here, the students that are here, so that they become the future champions. That is a learning core that we cannot run away with, and it is going to be the best cornerstone for the future of wildlife conservation. This is the sad reality that we are seeing, and I'm addressing the pupils here and the students that are here, because this is not done by you, but this is done by your fathers, by your uncles, and by your relatives like me and the men that are here. So our learning core is that you all come from 33 counties, and your ages are very good, 4 years to 22 years. I want to tell you that one giraffe has a weight of about 900 kilograms. That is why the poachers are going for the giraffes across the country. And you've learned that, and you answered it. The gestation period for a giraffe is 15 months. That is close to a year and 3 months. So by the time the calf or the baby giraffe comes, it is suckling, ndio sasa ikue a big boy or a big girl, so now the mother can invest into another one. Those are about 3 years, Jim. Is that right? So a giraffe will have a calf every 3-4 years. That is very, very slow. If that giraffe and the calf are taken and bit into bushmeat, it means we are going to wipe all our giraffes across the entire of this country. So our learning core is to tell you that this is the reality that is happening. Watu wanaua giraffe zetu ama giraffe zenu. wanatafuta nyama, wanakuja wakiuza bushmeat, wanakuja na bone marrows, and we are calling all of you, and particularly from the northeastern counties. This vice, as our children, mkataze wazazi wenu, muambie amutage kukula nyama ambayo haijaenda kuchukuliwa kwa butchery, na kama mnajua kuna mtu ambaye anafanya hii poaching, make sure that munakuja kwa askari wetu, munaenda kwa polisi, or you tell an elder, tell somebody who is responsible within your community that this bushmeat is going to wipe all the giraffes. Ile vitu muna celebrate hapa leo, giraffes and others, they are going to be taken out here. To the young giraffe conservationist champions here today, the poems that you've been doing, the essays and the hearts that I have seen out there speak to the soul of our conservation. They are speaking to our hearts. You remind us that while giraffes may be tall, it is your ideas and passion that will take this conservation and our cause even higher and higher as you grow when we are mentoring you. To the government of Kenya, the civil society, research institutions, and the private sector, I invite you all to continue working with us, collaborating with us, and investing with us, and particularly investing in the younger generation. In conclusion, I would want to say that Kenya has shown what is possible when conservation is backed by political will, guided by science, and driven by people, including our youth. Together, let us innovate, let us collaborate, let us stand tall for the giraffes today and for generations to come. Asanteni sana, and stand tall, let us protect the tall species. Thank you very much. Allow me, and let us be upstanding to invite our chair of the board, retired Lieutenant General Alia, who is our chief guest, who is a father, a grandfather, and a mentor, and a trainer to address us. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Please be seated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Director General, and thank you, Mark Masai, for great moderation. The Director General, Dr. Erastus Kanga, the Board of Trustees here present. I would like to introduce them, starting from Honorable Chachu Ganya, one of our directors, Madam Nancy Mathenge, Madam Rachel Molo, Mr. Daniel Wambogo, last but not least, Madam Rosemary Kuraru. The other board members were not able to be with us, but they are fully represented by that good team. I want to also recognize Mr. Jage Gakunchu, the chairman of the board of directors, AFU, Madam Christine Othiambo, the CEO, the CEO Giraffe Center, our friends, of course, Mr. Kaelo and his friends, Mr. Nyamu, conservation partners here present, senior government officials, and our children, of course, and who are actually the guests today, and the teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. I am much delighted to officiate this very important function of celebrating the giraffe. And I know many of the conservation partners here present take pride when we come to speak about the species. On another day, we celebrate the giraffe. We celebrate the elephant on the other day. We celebrate any other animal. Today, it is the giraffe, the tallest animal we know. And I'm very delighted that the children were very enthusiastic
particularly during the question time. When it was greeting time, they were a bit low. But when these questions came, they were all up, and I'm very grateful for that. It means they have conservation in their hearts. I stand before you today with proud privilege and a deep responsibility. We gather at this landmark site not only to celebrate the World Giraffe, but to reaffirm our collective commitment to protect one of Africa's most magnificent features, a living symbol of our national identity that graces our currency and captures the world's imagination. The mandate of the Board of Trustees, which I chair, as enshrined in the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act 2013, charges us with providing strategic oversight to ensure Kenya's wildlife heritage endures for generations to come. And therefore, we must be grateful for the past generations because they have kept it to be found by the generation that is seated here today. This is not simply an administrative duty, but a sacred trust we hold on behalf of every Kenyan citizen, present and future. Our work takes a special significance when we consider Kenya's unique position as the only country in Africa that hosts 3 distinct giraffe species, as already mentioned: the Maasai giraffe, the Rothschild giraffe, and reticulated giraffe. This extraordinary biodiversity brings with it extraordinary responsibility. The board has been actively engaged in translating the responsibility into concrete action through our oversight of the National Recovery Action Plan for the giraffe. In the Amboseli and Tsavo, Maasai giraffe numbers now exceed 15,000. Our northern counties of this country host nearly 20,000 of the reticulated giraffe, and through intensive conservation, we have nurtured the Nubian Rothschild population to over 1,000 individuals. We must appreciate the management and partners because their daily work is to make sure that we conserve these species. Yet our work remains unfinished. The board continues to confront complex challenges in our oversight role, from mitigating habitat fragmentation caused by infrastructure development to addressing the devastating impacts of climate-induced droughts. Just last month, we convened critical interministerial discussions to develop new guidelines for wildlife-friendly power infrastructure, responding to the tragic loss of giraffes through electrocution. And similarly, our shamba fences have not spared the giraffe. And I'm happy that the chair of a few noted the same. What gives me hope is the innovative, collaborative approach we have fostered under the board's guidance. Our 3 species-specific range committees represent a governance model now being studied across the continent. The scientific rigor we have applied through photographic sensors and coordinated monitoring gives us accurate data to guide decisions. Moreover, the community engagement we have prioritized is transforming local residents from bystanders to active conservation partners. The question is, how much also do we need to do for communities to embrace this direction? To our partners here today, from a few itself, your work demonstrates the power of collaboration. To county governments, we stand ready to support your conservation efforts under your decentralized system. To the private sector, we invite you to join and adopt a giraffe initiative as strategic investors in Kenya's natural capital. And to our young conservationists here present today, your presence here is perhaps the most significant of all in this function. When you sketch a giraffe in an arts class or write about conservation, you are not just learning, you are shaping the future of wildlife management in this country. The board commits to ensuring your voices are heard in our planning processes. Let me reflect on some of the pictures we saw this morning. All of them very mindful of conservation, of not only the giraffe, but nature. Some of the captivating ones include a drawing by Peter Kimani of a suffocating earth that will not be seen if it sinks because of the way we mistreat nature. Nature has a way of fighting back, and therefore it is echo to Peter Kimani for the good drawing. I also want to single out a drawing by Miriam Ochieng. The earth depends on all of us to save it from destruction. And that picture speaks more than the words we are using here today. And it's a congratulations to Miriam Ochieng. Just last month, I was able to be somewhere in Laikipia and meeting young students like yourselves. But these ones were from the university, African Leadership University, who also are engaged in conservation. These schools are found in South Africa, here in our country, and Rwanda. But the simple message was, we all need each other and we all need to conserve for nature. And I was therefore thrilled, and I've always urged, the board has always urged the Director General and management to put the children first in conservation. How do we, we must nurture conservation from tender ages, and no wonder you are here today. Thank you, DG, and this is great work for you and the children. As I conclude, let us remember that conservation is not a sole preserve of scientists or policymakers. Every Kenyan has a role to play, whether by reporting wildlife crimes, supporting ecotourism, or simply appreciating the magnificent creatures that share our land. The Kenya Wildlife Service Board of Trustees affirms its unwavering commitment to this cause. We will continue to strengthen legal protections, ensure adequate resource for conservation, and hold all actors accountable. But true success will come only when every Kenyan sees wildlife not as someone else's responsibility, but as our shared inheritance and collective pride. Thank you. But before I conclude, I want to urge the Director General, Dr. Kanga, in terms of motivating the children here today, I will urge that you look for a way to further motivate these children by rewarding the first top schools as judged by their schools, so that in a way to encourage them to do even better, and hope to see you next time right here in this spot. With all those many remarks, thank you, and may we all continue to stand tall like the giraffe for conservation, just like the magnificent reserve we celebrate today. Asanteni sana, long live Kenya, wildlife heritage. I thank you all.
And I'd like to call on Bwana Emmanuel Ngumbi, Conservation Manager at Giraffe Center, to just give us a bit of a context of what we are about to celebrate. Karibu, karibu. Let's give him a hand as he comes up on stage. And when we get to the point of awarding 3 outstanding ones out of the very many, we will be calling on 3 colleagues of Bwana Emmanuel, that is Judy Sembe, Victor Atego, and Daniel Mutua, to give them their respective trophies and just to appreciate. Just before I call on the CEO and the chair, just to give an opportunity for Emmanuel to give the context, and then we'll be calling them back on stage.
To the chairman, Board of Trustees, Kenya Wildlife Service, Lieutenant General Retired Walter Raria, the Board of Trustees, Kenya Wildlife Service here present, the DG or Director General, Kenya Wildlife Service, Professor Erastus Kanga, Chairman, AFU Kenya, Chairman, Board of Directors, AFU Kenya, a Board of Directors of AFU Kenya here present, wildlife conservationists, giraffe conservation partners or friends, and our young champions in environmental conservation. All protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Emmanuel Ngumbi. I'm here to just give an overview about the second session of this celebration, which is crowning our ambassadors for the year 2025 who took part in AFU's environmental awareness competition. I like to say, as part of our competition or as part of our environmental awareness conservation program, we do organize a special competition every year running between January and March. And this is to give our young learners from the kindergarten or the pre-primary to tertiary institution a chance to reflect on a given theme for the year, on what they think about wildlife, what they think about the environment, how they would like their heritage to be managed, and to propose solutions on how they can work with the government to create a bright future for wildlife or environmental conservation. I know the speakers who have come before me have talked about standing tall for the giraffe. I don't know how tall we'll stand if the giraffe is the tallest animal in the world, but we need to stick out our necks for the giraffes. We need to fight the silent extinction. And this was part of the competition which we organized this year. We gave a chance to the students from all schools in this country, all corners of the country, to submit their essay writing, to submit their artworks and also photos reflecting on the theme on collaboration and innovation to be able to secure a better or sustainable future for wildlife. And out of the 7,000 entries which were submitted to the Giraffe Center, we were able to mark the work, or judges were able to mark the work, and out of the 7,000, they selected the top 200 students who will be awarded today. The very top boy and girl gets to be crowned as the Master and Miss Environment, which will happen in a few minutes. And the best boy or girl from the special education sector gets to be crowned as our Merit Award winner. All students will be graduating today. They will be awarded on this stage, and some of them it will happen later so that they can be able to receive their certificates, their trophies, and also some goodies from the Giraffe Center as well as the Kenya Wildlife Service. So we hope, or what's our hope from this special occasion on the 2025 Giraffe, the World Giraffe Day? Our future champions, the young champions or ambassadors, will act as the leaders of conservation in this country, or they'll be our champions or ambassadors on behalf of the other youth to be able to spearhead the young students or the youth members to engage in environmental conservation regardless of the careers which they'll be taking in the future. So before you, I know the learners, you've been challenged. And you look upon those who are ahead of you in terms of age, sometimes in terms of career, and you always want to be. And that's why when students are asked what they like to become, then they pick a certain career based on the people whom they envision probably to follow their footsteps. And thank you for the Friends of Conservation who are in this room, and believe you, these students are looking upon you and they feel they can be able to follow your footsteps, or they can even, I usually challenge my students not to want to be like me, but to become better than myself. And I believe these young learners, that's your vision, isn't it? Students in this room? Students in the room, do you want to become better than the adults who are before you, the professionals who are ahead of you? Very good. So a clap for ourselves. Very good. So I won't call out names, but I just mention different categories from where we are drawing our winners, and then to crown it all, I'll only call the top 3 students to be crowned by our guest of honor.
So, to the first one.
Okay, I like to present to you our 2025 Master Environment. And this is Victor Kiplagat from Kericho High School.
Victor!
Yep.
Oh, he was up front earlier.
Yeah.
Victor, you are the recipient of the Master of Environment Award. Victor Kiplangat from Kericho High School, congratulations. Receive your award. Yes, you can be donned there by your CEO of AFU Kenya. Naoneza tazama mbele. This is good rehearsal for your graduation and many graduations that you'll be part of. Yes. Tuendelee na makofi, msichoke tafadhali. Ni watatu. Let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them.
Thank you.
You see, he's standing. Attention. You can ease it up. Let's receive the award. Yes. Na uangalie mbele pia ukireceive, uchukue picha. Hii ni ile inaenda album. Unahang huko nyumba. Well done to you. Master Environment Award, Victor Kiplangat. Victor, I'll ask you to stand by here as you've received a picture. Once you've received a picture with all of them, Victor, utasimama, ujamaliza, chukua na kila mtu hapo. Usichoke kupokea taji lako. Smile, smile Victor. Kiplangat is a big achievement. Na naona kweli wewe utakuwa kama twiga. Huko high school na ushafikia chairman kwa urefu. Slow down, but you're standing tall. Don't slow down. Stand tall, be seen, be recognized. Don't be shy and modest about your achievements. Well done.
I feel very blessed to be here in front of you people. I thank you so much because of all the love you have showed us. It's love to actually invite us to come to this place. At least you realize the small efforts that us as kids, wherever we are putting to try to conserve these majestic creatures, which we really love. I would also like to thank you because of inviting us, because of crowning me specifically. Okay. Because of crowning me as the Mr. Environment 2025. I really thank you. And for most, I would like also to thank the leaders who are always on heels to protect these animals and to ensure their welfare. And for the last time, I would also like to thank God because He has allowed me to be in this place. He has really brought me from a nice journey from Kericho up to this place. One last thing. I'd like to thank my parents wherever they are. I hope they will watch me one day. Some few weeks, yeah. They will watch me. They will watch me and appreciate me wherever they are. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. Thank you.
Next.
Thank you. I have the honor to present to you our Miss Environment 2025. That's Glorious Grace from Oserian Comprehensive School.
There she is.
Nakuru County.
Taking her strides with pride. Almost even marching to stage. Congratulations, Glorious. Glorious Grace, Miss Environment Award 2025. I think that's her teacher. Yes, that's her teacher joining her on stage. She's also been part of the win, and we celebrate together. And then you'll get a picture with all our top leadership. Yes. We're starting with our chair, the Board of Trustees. Well done, Grace. Congratulations. Congratulations. Next, you'll take a picture with our chair of AFU as well. Smile for the camera. Yes, well done. Grace, this might be in the newspapers, so give us your best smile. Yes, there you go. There you go. Beautiful smile. I think there's something else from Prof there as well. Na huyu tutamsaidia labda kubeba. Well done. Well done. Congratulations, Grace and her teacher as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Glorious Grace from Oserian Comprehensive. Oserian Comprehensive is in Nakuru County, Naivasha Sub-County. I'm in grade 6 and I'm so happy and excited to be standing here as Miss Environment Kenya. First of all, I want to thank God for this amazing moment because without Him, I wouldn't have made it this far. I would also like to thank our school administration, our wonderful head teacher, our kind deputy head teacher, together with the senior teacher, for believing in us and giving us a chance to grow and shine. A special thank you to Mr. Anthony, who taught us so much about environmental conservation. Because of him, I've known how important it is to take care of the environment. To Elsomere Conservation Center, thank you for giving us a chance to learn more about nature. I even got to meet Mr. Anthony there, and that made it even more special. You gave us knowledge and memories that will stay with us forever. To my amazing patrons, Madam Mary and Madam Mercy, thank you for your guidance, support, the exposure you offered to us, and helping me to believe in myself. And to all my fellow learners, thank you for your encouragement, support, cheers, and walking this journey with me. As we celebrate the World Giraffe Day, I want to thank Giraffe Center for their accommodation and helping us to see the beauty and the sceneries of Kenya. As Miss Environment Kenya, I want to remind everyone that taking care of the environment, it's not something we should do once in a while. It should be part of our lives every single day. We can recycle, plant more trees, keep our schools and homes clean, and never throw trash where it's not supposed to be. Because even the smallest things we do make a big difference. Let's make Kenya a greener and a better place. Thank you for this. Thank you for this opportunity, and I promise to continue being a voice to nature and encourage other children like me to love and care for the environment. God bless you all.
Really well done. Really well done. All right, over to you, Emmanuel, for the next.
So with the humility, I'd like to present to you our 2025 Merit Award winner, who comes from Rare Gem. So this is Peter Kimani, therefore from Rare Gem.
As you have heard, his artwork was picked. Now I understand the hairstyle. Yeah. He's an artsy professor. That's him. He was up here front, akijibu swali. Professor, well done. I understand the hairstyle now. You're an artsy person, and we really celebrate you. Let me shake your hand. Let me shake your hand. Don't you worry. I can do that because earlier we spoke and we made a quick joke about it. Mr. Peter Kimani, the Merit Award recipient 2025. Let's accompany this moment with an applause, Tafadhali. This is the last award. Don't you worry. Don't you tire. Professor Peter, take a picture with each of them as you receive your trophy, your certificate, your gift. Smile, smile. Yes, yes, give us your best smile. Well done, Peter. Second time, Merit Award recipient. Well done, well done. He's from the Rare Gem Talent School in Kitengela, right, Peter? From Kitengela, and he also got another award earlier. Well done. From professor to professor. Yes, well done, well done. Now, are you ready? Okay, Latan Kushikie, you can address your audience.
Is it good evening or good afternoon? First, as Grace said, we should thank God for everything that He has done to us since the first month of this year until now. And then we should thank God for making us see this day and bringing us together. I'm Peter, as we have heard, from Kitengela, Rare Gem Talent School. It's a dyslexic school. I'm dyslexic. As you can see me, I'm a professor who's dyslexic. Yeah. Thank you, Giraffe Center and Wildlife for making this day happy. And I would like to thank my dad coming for this event in the middle. It's a Friday working day, so he made us.
Come on, let's appreciate that.
Oh, thank you for making the day happy. the day here. Yeah, I know it's a Friday. It's a working day, but you made it for me. Thank you for that. Last but not least, we thank God for making me two charm Merit Award winner 2023 and 2025. I must flex. Yeah, and I'd like to thank you, our school, for making me participate in this tournament, and thank you, Giraffe Center, for making this tournament able and wildlife. I'm a man who don't speak much. My dad can tell you. Yeah, I'm very nervous. I have butterfly in my stomach. Yeah, I speak with my hands, drawing and mixing, but not with mouth.
Well done. Please take a picture with Dad. I just want to take a picture with Dad. Dad, take a picture, please. Take a picture. Take a picture. This is your moment. And now I'd like also to call back on stage to Grace, glorious Grace, and Wana Kiblangat. Come back on stage, all the winners today, and the guardians or teachers of the respective recipients of the award today, of the awards that we've had. Please come on stage and celebrate this moment. If you are a guardian or a teacher who accompanied these winners, please come on stage. You need to be in this picture. It's your moment as well. You've stood with them. You have actually, as I'm being told, you've been their patron, and we appreciate the time that you have also invested. Can we appreciate the patrons and the teachers and the guardians? Dad has come on a working day, and we appreciate you, sir. Asante sana, and congratulations. Another round of applause to all our winners today.
Thank you. Today I will not talk about the elephants. Someone asked me, why are you here on giraffes? Giraffes, they actually walk behind the elephants. So we say elephants are the keystone species. They are the flagship species. So we cannot fail to mention any species. And if there is anyone who is championing for hyenas, championing for anything, I would also be there. So let me ride on the protocol that we have this very afternoon. And I'm so delighted to be here and to be joined by my only daughter with me, Joanna. Thank you so much for choosing to...
there she is up front.
Thank you. So our chief guest, retired General Walter, together with my good colleague, Professor Elastot Kanga, the Kenya Wildlife Service, together with the Board of Trustees for Kenya Wildlife Service, where I formerly worked before. also together with the Board of Trustee or the Board of AFU Kenya, led by our chairman. I know most of them are here. The Kenya Wildlife Service family, the other stakeholders that are here, represented by Stevie Taylor, the Conservation Alliance, which I'm also a member. Dixon Cairo, representing the Kenya Wildlife Conservation Alliance. I'm standing here on behalf of the AFU Kenya, just to move the vote of thanks, and I'm going to read as it is. So, species conservation, and I want to say this, that this is our second year that we are celebrating this, as the DG said. So it is our call to action, as we say today. As a member of AFU Kenya community, we acknowledge the call to the partnership goal, which is SDG 17, and we must appreciate Kenya Wildlife Service. When, Professor, we approached you together with our fellow members, we came to ask you to be the chief guest, but you extended this hand and you say, we can celebrate this as a family. And we want to say a big thank you, and we can appreciate the Kenya Wildlife Service. Let's appreciate them further because they did this. We acknowledge the commitment, even what Banadiji, you alluded, mentioned, together with even what the chairman mentioned, that the voice of these children need to be given a higher notch. We have been talking about speaking among the conservationists, as Banadiji mentioned. Anytime we come here for partners, we speak too much English, Kiswahili, scientific words, but we've never had time to come here and bring our children. So, and also, we want to congratulate the AFU Kenya. AFU Kenya is the same as Giraffe Center. The work that you have done, you know, this Madam Christine, together with your staff, you have done so much work. Can you imagine, given all these awards, all this paperwork, together with your team, Emmanuel, what you have done is recommendable, and I want to say a big thank you because of what you have done. As we close to this, to give our position to the following people, and I want to say a big thank you again. As many people have spoken about giving God a chance, today we mark the World Giraffe Day, which is going to be tomorrow. There are many, many people who started the journey beginning of this year, but they are not anywhere anymore. So we want to appreciate God for giving us this opportunity to, as you remember in the Bible, God gave us the responsibility to take care of these animals. So we are the champions for wildlife, and I want to say a big thank you even to our fellow Kenya Wildlife Service who are doing so much, a lot of work down there as we celebrate the awards or the young people who have received this, but you are the people who basically suffer in the field. So we want to say a big thank you once again to you. Our partners in giraffe conservation who graced this occasion today. As I mentioned earlier, we have so many people who are doing the same thing but in different areas. So we want to say a big thank you wherever you are. Once again, African Conservation Center is one of the institutions that is working closely with us. The East African Wildlife Society, once again, Kenya Wildlife Conservation Association, not Alliance. Adi Kapiti, Wildlife Conservancy, Association of, the Adi Kapiti Wildlife Conservation Association. They are also in the registrars, and the work they're doing is enormous. The Wildlife Clubs of Kenya, which is represented today by Dr. Jage. I'm a proud conservationist from the youngest age through the Wildlife Clubs of Kenya. Conservation Alliance, once again, as I mentioned earlier, Friends of Karura Forest, and I know they are here. They've also been part of this journey. The Nature Kenya, and also the business partners. I know we'll be having time with them outside there. And then the Giraffe Conservation Champion and their patrons. We are here today to celebrate the young people, and I want to say a big thank you to the teachers. I know this was out of your program through the year, but you chose it to even come and be part of this. You would have sent your teachers, your students together maybe with one patron, but I know we have so many of the teachers present. So I want to say a big thank you to all of you for coming. You can imagine if we were all here, the AFU Kenya Wildlife Service, and our students, it would be maybe a boring, but thank you so much even to our bird for reminding us that we need to keep smiling. Thank you so much, Mark. Unless you want me to continue as MC, I am done.
You did say you had something there, so that's why I'm not on stage yet, and that's for an opportunity for you to gift.
I'm a Rotarian, and in Rotary, what we say, if you make a mistake, you find yourself. So I will find myself chief guest for not mentioning that, and the fine that I will find myself, if Moriah allow me, is to walk from here back to the headquarters. We will discuss that. So without saying that, I want to request our chief guest, chairman. We have a token of appreciation, and the only thing we can give you is what we will give you. So please, please kindly come forward. Please come forward. I'll give you a gift.
As we appreciate him coming back on stage.
As tall as, I thought they would say as chairman. So this, as it is route to, we must show you what we are giving you. It's a requirement. So as you continue conserving other animals, remember we have giraffes. We have giraffes in Kajiado. Thank you very much.
I know you didn't all get that gift, but you can at least appreciate as he gets his. Celebrate other winners and other wins. That goes straight to his home office. Asante sana. Sijui kama pia chair anataka kusema a word of appreciation.
Yeah, I want to appreciate. But because I cannot compete with that girl, I'll not go far. And I want to congratulate that girl and the other two who came here. That the parents of that girl must be smiling wherever they are, because that appreciation was so nice for all of us. She represented everybody. You can see where the girls are going. No wonder I have more in my board. This is just to appreciate my friend Yamu, Madam the CEO and the chair for that wonderful present. It was not a brown envelope. It is a good present that I can show it out anywhere. I thank you so much. The only thing I want to leave with the children is when the Director General KWS spoke and he showed you the pictures. Don't take those pictures to disturb you, but they are reminders that people are killing wildlife and they are consuming meat that are not good for our health, and therefore this is part of the campaign to stop feeding on wildlife meat. The bush meat is not safe, it's not inspected, and therefore nobody has certified feed for human consumption. I thank you all.
Thank you, Chairman, for saying thank you to us. I think I'm done. Mark, unless you want me to continue, but this is your work.
All good. It's a shared platform. It's a shared space. We also share same hairstyle. So, I mean, we can stay on stage. It's okay. We're just being led by prayer by our KWS chaplain. Let's appreciate Bwana Nyamu for taking us through that vote of thanks part. And also appreciate our KWS chaplain, Bwana Imori, as he comes to lead us in a word of prayer, of thanksgiving, and just to also appreciate lunch. Tumshukuru tafadhali kwa makofi.
Tunakushukuru Mwenyezi Mungu, mfalme wa mbingu na nchi. Tunakushukuru Baba kwa zawadi ya uhai. Tunakushukuru kwa zawadi ya leo. Na tunakushukuru zaidi Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kuwa pamoja nasi tangia mwanzo hadi tamati ya sherehe ya leo. Baba, pokea sifa, utukufu na heshima. Mungu wetu na Bwana wetu, tunatambua ukarimu wako kwa yale yote mema ambayo unatutendea sisi kama wana wako. Mungu wetu na Bwana wetu, mara mingi maneno na hata mawazo yetu kama wanadamu haziambatani na mapenzi yako. Tunakuomba msamaha uturehemu mahala popote ambapo hatujaweza kutekeleza wajibu wetu wa kulinda na kuhifadhi viumbe ambavyo ulitutunuku kama zawadi. Mungu wetu na Mwenyezi Mungu, muumba wetu, tunakuomba kwa namna ya kipekee uweze kutuneemesha sisi ili tuweze kubadilisha mbinu. Tuwe wepesi kulinda na kuhifadhi mandhari. Tulinde wanyama wetu na viumbe vyote vilivyomo ndani ya ulimwengu huu. Mungu wetu, tunasema asante kwa hekima na busara ambayo umeweza kumjalia mgeni wetu wa heshima Luteni Jenerali mstaafu Walter Raria Koipaton kwa kuweza kutuelimisha sisi na kuongoza hafla hii kwa njia nzuri. Tunasema asante Mungu wetu. Hata tunapoweza kutamatisha sherehe hii, utuongoze sisi ili tuweze kutekeleza wajibu wetu wa kuwa viongozi na hasa zaidi kulinda viumbe vyako. Yale yote ambayo yameandaliwa kwa ajili ya maankuli, Baba, tunakuomba uweze kuibariki na kutakaza. Tubariki hata sisi wenyewe ili tunapokula tuweze kupata nguvu ya kuzidi kukutumikia vyema. Tunaomba hayo kwa Kristo Bwana wetu. Kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana na la Roho Mtakatifu.